Hello everyone, it's Sagrannus here, back with another World of Warships video. We are going to take the Omaha out again and have a bit of a poke around for fun, while I update with a bit more news and updates on yesterday's video. And yes, I'm sorry I'm pushing out the demo impression video that I was going to put up today, purely because I discovered some very nasty sound issues in the particular video, which means I'm going to have to re-record that. I think I've now, as of yesterday, resolved all our sound issues. There was an issue with XSplit eliminating silences, but my microphone on the headset also eliminating silences, which then meant it started silencing other things at random if they were consistent in tone, which I understand my voice can be at times, and therefore there were random chunks of audio just missing, completely missing from my video. So once again, we're going to take the Omaha out. What are our missions at the moment? Lots of money-related ones, that's good. Not that I'm short on cash at the moment, having gone to level 9 in the last update, which allows me to play ranked battles if I want. I'm not at the moment. So, news. Yesterday when we looked, I was talking about the tier bits, the Bismarck-class battleship for the Germans, which is a premium ship now available. It is now available on the Asia store, and I was right! Its full price is $82 Australian and a couple of cents, I believe, as well. It is discounted at the moment down to, I think, around $75 Australian dollars. Still a lot of money. Obviously, as you understand, this is a free-to-play game, and therefore, I mean, there is the premium side of the game you can pay for, but the other way to do it is to buy ships. And yes, you can buy. You can definitely spend a lot of money on ships. I mean, I've spent not so much because I've only bought very cheap premium ships that were on special. Yeah, I personally not so sure if I'd spend that much. I love World of Warships. I don't know if I love it enough to spend that sort of money. Maybe if I was a bit more flush, I would be willing to. Alright. So now you might recall I'm quite fond of the Omaha. In fact, I confessed to an infatuation with it. Now, as you might recall, I think I did tell you last time I took this little boat out. It actually loses firepower in its final tier. It goes to being having a stronger AA focus, which is not necessarily to be complained about. Having a decent AA is really nice. It keeps, you know, torpedo bombers and things away from you. Yes. So what you do sort of miss the extra firepower and the loss of, you know, the extra torpedo rack and things like that. But it's a great ship. I mean, I am looking forward to unlocking a Cleveland. That's still a ways away, I'm afraid, though. And look, we can look at those trees again. Look at those beautiful trees, aren't they gorgeous? Well, actually, they're not so gorgeous. They look like the opening clip of Oblivion, low res. They look great at a distance. Now, what I'd like to see is if you fire into a hill, and I'm going to actually test this, I'd like to know that. Yeah, they don't. You'd absolutely love for those trees to just get destroyed, wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure it won't ever happen. That sounds like something that would eat, absolutely eat ram and things like that. And it's all a thing that would be a waste to be recording for everyone else because the trees have no bearing really on. No bearing on the actual gameplay, and it's not like World of Tanks or anything where they actually have a bearing. You know, they provide cover. I think these trees don't provide very much cover. Usually, if someone's on the other side of the island, you're aware or you're not aware, and the trees aren't going to change that. So cruising in at a nice and healthy 34.1 knots. Someone else can bother to do the actual maths into what that works out on the road. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna drop some rounds in the direction of the edge shot. Now with the range and location. That is backside. Good. Other things in the news, because I'm going to use these videos for news as well now, so let me talk constantly at you, because that's what you want. You may be aware of the Deus Ex controversy. I am a huge fan of the original series, and Human Revolution was a pretty good game too. I can't say I'm a fan of the pre-order or anything. I am personally quite strongly against pre-ordering full stop. Really quite strongly against it, and so this latest augment your own pre-ordering system is, in my opinion, diabolical. In that, what it's doing is it's basically getting consumers to market for them, which is dodgy enough, to be honest. To earn it some things, but it's basically you're doing the Kickstarter tier thing, but you have to choose which one you want, and that's if you so never does everyone get all the content. It's designed so that if you pre-order and everything, you won't get all the content, and that really bugs me. Especially as, for example, Jim Stokes pointed out, clearly they've already got all this content prepared. So it's literally going to be sort of on this DLC kind of garbage. Only it's uncertain. I mean, I'm sure they'll make it available to buy separately. After all, we are talking about Square Enix, one of the most stellar or model developers, for fairness. So I'm not too fond of that. What else is in the news? Metal Gear Solid seems to have some content missing. I haven't actually played Metal Gear Solid 5 yet, so I'm not sure. I know it's considered the most successful of all Metal Gear Solid. It's a shame because Hideo Kojima is gone, it seems. And of course, I would argue that one of the reasons it's very successful is it's a more westernized game. It's less of its own style and a lot more of, say, Far Cry 4. We're going to take him out, I think. I want the killing shot, boys. Yes, thank you.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
So it's very successful. I think it's because it goes down the route of a lot of other. It goes a lot more open worldy, which is a very popular thing at the moment. We'll see how that pans out. Obviously, just to do a favour for the dear Jim Sterling, I have to say fuck Konami. They're bastards. They really are bastards. And if they really want to find me and content block a tiny channel, they can. For all I care. I've talked about their games, but they're not. None of the music or actual product is available visibly here, so they can shove it for all I care. What else is in the news? Obviously, Battlefront 4 is coming. No, not Battlefront 4. Star Wars Battlefront 3 is coming soon. I'm still not entirely sold. I personally loved the old games, so I'm still a bit edgy about them. They should be pretty good though. Nice. This could be bad.
Torpedoes, astern!
Oh shit, that's gonna hurt. Holy mother of God, how do I do that? Fallout 4 is of course coming. That is a game I'm actually quite looking forward to. I'm not going to hype it because I'm anti-hype and anti-pre-order, but it looks like it's got a lot of potential to be very, very good, and is arguably one of the only games this year that has a chance of knocking The Witcher 3 off the top of the leaderboards, really, for Game of the Year for most people. It does look like a promising game. However, I will caution everyone, Bethesda, to my knowledge, has never released a game that isn't full of bugs. So be prepared for the fact that no matter how polished it is, the odds of it not being filled with bugs are pretty minimal. I have friends and family who have decided not to get Skyrim and still don't have Skyrim because of how buggy Oblivion was. Not that Skyrim was awful, but there was still that Bethesda thing of, oh look, there's a quest that was going to be there and isn't now. Thank you for cutting that, but they've traces of it around. What else is coming? XCOM. The new XCOM series second game is coming. It looks quite good. Interestingly, it seems that the whole victory for XCOM in 1 is non-canon, which is a very interesting to do, to have the victory objective being non-canon. So that's quite a cool thing, and once again, it is looking very promising. I don't know of anything at the moment that's actually on the radar for Australian developers, with our two most well-known developers, prominent new developers, those being League of Geeks down in Melbourne and Defiant Development up here in Brisbane, having just finished their games, basically. I understand from the sound of it, maybe developing something new, and League of Geeks guys have literally only launched Omaha last week, so the odds of anything coming from them in any reasonably short period of time is pretty, insignificant. So probably going to be a bit quiet on that front for a while. What else is news? In sort of more tech-related news, Sony Xperia Z5 is coming out. It looks pretty promising. It's going to have a 4K screen, which is a bit crazy because everyone else has only just started doing 2K. It's supposed to have an octa-core processor, which is also quite cool, very powerful processor. I'll probably get one of those. I'm due for a contact renewal, so I'll pick one of those up for myself. I've currently got a Z1, which has been a very good phone for me. I understand that the Z3 did have some reliability and build quality issues, so we'll keep our eyes out on that. What else is there in news? Really, there's a lot of stuff coming later in the year. Mafia 3 is coming at the start of next year. Mafia 2 is a fantastic game, and I'm probably not as fond of the setting of Mafia 3 as I was for 2. It seems to be set in a real place this time. Obviously, the last two games being set in Empire City, a fictional sort of almost parody of New York, but this sounds to be set in New Orleans, which is in fact a real place. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry, that sounded really stupid. And it's from the screens, it's looking very impressive. And if it's anything like Mafia 2, it's going to be a heck of a game to play. If you missed it, I reviewed in text and in video Mellow last week, and was extremely impressed. It's a very, very polished game, and I do strongly recommend it, especially if you're into something that you want to play with friends. It's a game that's fairly quick, so you can pick it up, play it, put it down, and you can of course leave the game partway through and continue it later on. And yeah, it's a game that I would recommend. It's a great game by a small Australian developer, who were very kind and actually gave me review codes, so that makes my job a lot easier. Because of course, if I had to pay for every game I reviewed, I would not review many games, which is why I don't review many games at the moment, because it is on me to buy them. Hopefully, as things build up, I will be able to actually take on more of a role as a reviewer of new products. What else is there? To be honest, I think I've covered all the big news. I have introduced a rating system, so if you want to check that out on the blog, that's there. Obviously, Armello took an 8.5, Hand of Fate took a 9, Sid Meier's Railroad's got an 8.5 as well, I think, and I have a feeling since my memory of my own work is sadly lacking. From memory though, since the Solar Empire took 7.5, it's a safe buy, but not quite as good. So what is he doing over there? He wants to die. That's a good thing. There are destroyers out there. We can't see them yet. It's almost in range. Getting closer. Poor sod. It's gone. I do believe I've not sunk yet. Everyone is pinching themselves, I'm sure, in absolute shock. So, actually, let's do a little bit of a survey. I mean, of all of my very few viewers, I would love to know what people think of the prices of ships on wargaming sites. Now, I don't want you to, mouth off or anything. Just go down to the bottom, have a look at
Our team is taking the lead.
Have a look at the prices for your region, whether that be AD, US or Europe, and actually tell me, what you think of the pricing. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's reasonable? Obviously, you have to take into account the fact that this is a free-to-play game, so they do have to make their money somehow. But just tell me whether you think that, what do you think of the prices for the ships across the board? Do you think some of them are too cheap, some of them are too expensive, or do you think they're all reasonably priced? I'd be really interested to hear that from you all. That would be great. Also, what do you think of the latest update? Actually, one more bit of news that I've thought of. Latest Android update. Obviously, I've only just got on my Sony, and if you follow me on Twitter as well as watching this, please let me know what you think. I hate it. It's now, Xperia Z1s were never a particularly slow phone. They're actually quite a powerful phone when they first came out. And the latest Android update has made it very sluggish and has changed quite a few things around. Chrome now is very different in a not very good way. So yeah, I'd love to know what you think there as well. They're running out of ships and time. Also, I will actually be doing something a bit blasphemous soon too. There'll be a write-up. I do actually play games on my phone. Yes, I know, it's terrible. And I'm going to not only talk about the games on my phone, I'm going to do another thing I hate, and that is I hate top 5s. I hate lists of top 5, lists top 10, but I'm going to give you the top 5 games on my phone at present. And unfortunately, I think 3 of them are all by the same developer. But it's just interesting to talk about other aspects of gaming, because yes, phone games are video games. They're a different type, they're far more casual, but they are still video games, and they do need to be treated as such. And they're a lot cheaper, but they're often a lot smaller as well. So I'm going to be talking about those as well. So that'll come up on the blog as well. If you're watching these and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe here. You can also go to my blog, subscribe to the blog there for all of my written stuff. That's where you can get the reviews and everything. And of course, follow me on Twitter as well. It would be great. That will keep you updated with everything that's happening on both the blog and YouTube. But obviously, your subscriptions here greatly help as well, because it's really my subscriptions here that developers will look at when they're deciding whether or not to let me review their products. So the more subscriptions I have here, the more views I have here, the better. So if you're watching this and you think it's good, you enjoy watching my stuff, please tell your friends, get them to watch it. It would be really awesome and really helpful for me as well. Alright, that's an AOBA, that's a 6 Japanese cruiser, the equivalent of Cleveland. Have some of that. He's fast. He's not. That one viciously. This has actually been quite a good match. I've enjoyed it, apparently other people haven't. burst of lag appears super effective. That Omaha is gone. Doesn't matter who shots hit it, it's a dead ship. Please be me. I love the experience. No, I didn't hit him. Less lag, that's better. More lag. Oh, stop shooting me. Going down. Now, as you can see, I'm actually going to talk about this. Old mate Ascension there. I'm sorry to actually call him out, but do not do that. Oh, good, you guys see this. It's more acknowledgement. You should acknowledge that other people look at the game, and yeah. Oh, we've got a new marker. No, she tells them achievements. However. Please don't be that guy who does that. It's really quite annoying when you're when knocking other people, because it's really quite pathetic and sad. So yeah, just don't attack people. Alright guys, I've been Sagrannus. This has been Sagrannus Plays World of Warships, plus a lot of news. I'm sorry that the demo impressions won't come out today. It'll actually be later this week, probably Friday night, Saturday morning. Thanks for watching. I've been Sagrannus. Catch you later guys.